A successful magazine is one that really establishes a very, very strong point of difference.
Beyond just the competition of other magazines, you've got the competition of radio, you've got the competition of television, you've got the competition of outdoor.
I like for people to understand that, no, I cannot get you on the cover of the magazine, and I like not being involved in that.
We haven't had the kind of financial means other comparable magazines have, so we compensate by passion and long hours.
Hi, I'm Mark Timney, your host for Inside the Mass Media. When I was in graduate school, I made a little extra money by freelancing magazine articles. I wrote for a number of magazines, but none as unique or popular as the one we're going to tour. Here in this Manhattan office building, you'll find the headquarters of Vibe magazine. Since its launch in 1993, Vibe has established itself as the magazine for hip-hop, rap, and R&B music fans. But Vibe is more than a music magazine.
It is very, very much about music, but it's also about fashion, it's also about beauty, and it's also about hard-hitting issues. And it's a magazine that really touches on all aspects of an urban youth's lifestyle.
Vibe, like most magazines, has a business side and an editorial side. The editorial side is responsible for everything that appears in the magazine, with the exception of advertisements. The editorial staff consists of editors, photographers, graphic artists, and numerous freelance writers, all under the direction of a managing editor.
Managing editors oftentimes are simply operations people, in which case what their responsibilities are simply to run the production, the editorial production of the magazine, making sure that schedules are met, making sure that the staff is doing what they need to do to get the job done, watching quality. And then there are managing editors, which is what I do here at Vibe, who are responsible for creative as well as operations. And you would, in that case, in addition to your responsibilities of making sure the issue actually came out on time and it was accurate and everyone was doing what they should be doing, your responsibilities include reading all the copy, just to make sure that the editorial is addressing what your sensibility is and the philosophy of the magazine. Making sure that cover lines are good and provocative, working with the art department, making sure that the art also represents the philosophy of the magazine and works with the copy, pretty much getting involved in all aspects of marketing and PR when necessary, and just about everything.
Essentially, I'm responsible for virtually every photographic element in the magazine. I have a staff of 2, and I think I could use 1 additional employee. But from day one, we haven't had the kind of financial means other comparable magazines have, so we compensate by passion and long hours. My colleague, the design director, organizes the type in concert with the visuals. He has to really coordinate and collate all kinds of visual and typographical data and make it somehow orderly and visually resonant, seductive. It's an underappreciated magazine responsibility, which is in many ways is the sort of the visual glue that makes a magazine a magazine.
Every magazine runs a little bit differently regarding their philosophy, with whether they use in-house staff writers or they use freelancers. As a managing editor, it's clearly a lot better to use your staff writers, because having lived with you and they know what's going on in your head and what you want and what you see, what you think you want from a story, they know that better than a freelancer would, of course. You have more control. However, realistically, you're not going to bring on a full-time staffer to sort of sit around and just do cover stories when one comes up every month. So you do have to tap into freelancers. In addition, because freelancers will work for many different kinds of magazines, they oftentimes will have more access. They'll have a relationship with a particular publicist that you may or may not have that would give them greater access, or even better, they may have a relationship with that particular celebrity. And how that helps us is that clearly they'll be a little bit more responsive to that and a little more relaxed with that particular writer. So it sometimes is, and very often is, better for us to use a freelancer.
The business side of Vibe, the publishing half, has one mission.
We're responsible for bringing the money in to make sure that, everything else can get paid for, the content, the creative, and everything else. So I manage the team that does the advertising sales side, and we just started a brand promotional sponsorship side.
Publishing consists of several departments: advertising sales, marketing, production, and circulation. It also handles administrative duties like accounting and payroll. Advertising sales works to get advertisers to place ads in the magazine. Marketing works with sales to attract advertisers.
Marketing is about connecting our advertisers with our readers through the vision and goals and the look and feel of the magazine. And that's either through some kind of national program, or maybe it's a local program. It could be a contest, event, sweepstakes. So on the one end, the advertising department, the salespeople are saying, here's the great race that I can provide, and here's the great demographic information. And then on the other end, I'm trying to give them the whole, here's the great events that we can do, and here's the great programs we can do, and here's why you should advertise.
The way the advertising business works is that marketers really have a target audience that they're going after. So even though there's so many magazines to choose from, your competitors become a very small, tight-knit group of people that they look to for a particular campaign or a particular product. So Vibe is geared to young adults. It's an entertainment magazine, it's a music magazine, so we go after advertisers that are targeting young adults in an entertainment music setting.
The production department takes the work of the sales and editorial departments and turns it into a magazine.
Production is responsible here, unlike maybe some other magazines, but we're responsible for producing all the edit as well as all the ads. This magazine being produced completely digitally. We get all the ads in digital format, and we have to reprocess them all here. And we're also, in terms of the edit, we're responsible for all the scanning, color correcting, retouching, final page composition. We put the whole magazine together and then ship it to the printer. Then I'm responsible for all the printing and distribution as well.
The circulation department has the job of getting the magazine to the public.
Circulation is made up of newsstand sales and subscriptions, and between the two of them, it is our job to make what we call rate base, which is a promise that we've made to advertisers to deliver X number of readers per issue. So what we do is manage the rate base by securing newsstand sales wherever possible and new subscriptions to make this number.
Vibe has to compete against some 20,000 other magazines for readers. That's not easy to do, but for the 200 people who work to create each issue of Vibe, it tends to be a labor of love.
Not many people can say that they enjoy what they're doing and that they don't dread coming to work. This is the kind of business that you'll never say that. There are days that have their moments and there are drama, but it keeps the adrenaline pumping, and it's a fantastic business to be in. So if you think you may want to go into this business, you definitely should look into it. Don't let anyone sway you against going with your heart.